Hi darlings, this is Christina, and today we're going to talk about a new palette from Dior. This is the Atelier Mauve palette, and I'm really curious. Let's take a look and see if this is medium to tan to dark skin friendly palette. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I have tried this palette a few times since I received it in the mail. Now, if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about Dior's new reformulation. I think the new eyeshadows are dry and dusty and sad. This, however, the limited editions, I typically like. I don't know why the formulas are different, but they are. So I saw this beautiful design. So I'm going to bring it in a little closer so you can see. These are gorgeous. Do you see all the little mannequins? This is a limited edition pattern inspired by Dior Couture. The harmony of Ida shadows are engraved with a silhouette of 4 mannequins. So I'm going to swatch these for you guys so you can see it on my skin. So these are the swatches, and I would say, and I did double swatch these. So these are the swatches here for the shadows. And you can see the finish is very creamy. These are satin formulas, so I really love the finish of these. They're very pretty. They are very fair. So as you can see on my own skin tone, you see on my skin how this kind of looks. It's very fair. So with that being said, you're gonna know this palette isn't gonna work for everybody. So I'll show you how it best worked for me being medium skin tone. I lean into the darker tones, and I'll give you some comparisons of the new Chanel Cool Winter Le Beige collection, and I also have a Pat McGrath palette that I'll be comparing. That is kind of giving this ethereal sugar plum fairy kind of look. So first I'm going to show you a look, and then I'll give you swatches. So let me zoom you guys in. Okay, so the first color I'm going to lean into is this color here. Okay, now when I bought this eyeshadow palette, I was only planning to do pretty much one and done eyeshadows because I knew that these were going to be very light, most of them. So that's that color there, that pink color. Okay, and as you can see, very light on me, right? Very, very bright. Now I'm going to mix it with the color alongside, that pretty purple. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one eye using all the shadows, and then one eye that's going to be very complementary for medium to darker tones. That way you can see the two options, you know, that you can kind of play with. So that is a very bright, bright purple eye. I'm going to take this here color, the darker purple color, and I'm going to pat that on the outer, and I'm gonna bring it in. So I'm gonna go just a little higher. I don't know what's going on with this Wayne Goss brush. It's kind of weird bent shape. I don't know what's going on. Anyways. This actually deepens it. It's a nice color. Now, I wore this to work a few times, and I wore it to work, and that's when I typically test my makeups, because if a palette is really wowing, I get compliments on it. If it's like, people don't really say much. Like they may say, oh, your makeup's really nice, or whatever that may be. I love your eyeshadow, but I have certain palettes that have got standout compliments. And I will tell you, unfortunately, this is not one of them. Now, I do wear glasses at work, so that does take away a little bit of the ability to see the color in its fullness. But, you know, if a palette is going to be standout, it's going to stand out above the glasses. You know, it's going to really show up. Now I'm taking the pink color, the darkest color, and I'm gonna overlay that once again on the, like on the above portion. And then I kind of blend this out. I also want to let you know that this palette gives you 6 months of shelf life, which is interesting to me. Yeah, so 6 months of shelf life, 7 grams of product. So just keep that in mind. It's very short-lived, and that's probably because they don't have a lot of additives. Okay, now the only eyeshadow I haven't used yet is this one. I just want to show you all the colors. But I want to show you all the colors, and you know, with this eye I'm gonna use strictly this palette. With the other eye I may play with some things. Okay, let's take that pinky color and take it, sorry, the dark pink color. I'm gonna take it along the edge here. Kind of want to match up all the colors, and then we'll take that darker and put that alongside here. Okay, so you know, without mascara or eyeliner or anything like that, this is the look. It's showing up, you know, it's showing up. It's very light, it's very airy, and I will say this formula is very nice. Now once we blend all these colors together, I'm trying to decide if this color is actually, the colors are holding their own. I don't know. Yeah, they're all blending into each other. So take with that as you will. Now I'm gonna do on this eye what I find to be the most flattering for medium to tan colors, okay? We're just gonna play with the 2 darkest colors. Okay, I'm gonna pat that on the inside. And this is a really actual nice pink color. I actually really like it. It's pretty. It's like a strawberry pink to me, it feels like, but it's not too much, you know? So that is the pink color all on its own. You can see very sexy, very soft, but flattering pink. Doesn't make you look ill or anything. It's got a nice luminous look to it, and I would definitely, if I was going for a pink eye, this is a beautiful pink eye, a one and done. Liner, lashes, that's it, and it would be really beautiful. Maybe a little cute bright inner corner, and you're done, right? Let's do that other shade there, and we're gonna just tap it on the outer. Okay, so I did both kind of methods for 2 different days of work. I did this one day and this one another, and now you can see once I placed that purple on, it did kind of take away that pink. Like, I feel like it's a nice blending of colors, but once again, it kind of just took it away a little. So I'm going to take my little same brush. I cleaned it off. I'm going to take that same pink and put it underneath. And we're going to take that purple. So basically we're just playing with these 2 colors at this point. Okay. Now we're going to take it on the outer. So I like to add to this color, to these looks, especially this one, because I said I'm going to leave this one alone so you can see the Dior palette by itself without anything else. But with this one, I'm going to show you something I like to add for a little razzle dazzle. BRB. Okay, so what a fun thing I like to do, I'll take my Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership palette. What is this? Utopian Dream. Okay, So this is she. As you can see, I live in these areas, right? I love, 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 love her Astral Blitz shades. That is why I purchase Pat McGrath's Motherships. So yes, take a little of any finishing spray you like, and you use your brush, you put it, you rub it a little, and then I'm going to take this here purple color and I'm going to place it underneath over top of my bottom lid shadow. This has been like a new favorite thing to do. You can just add so much more fun, and it's still like sophisticated and soft, still professional-esque, but it's gonna add a little bit of dimension to your eye look, right? And since we don't make it too dark on the inner corner, what I'll do now is I'll switch it, and then I'll take that pretty pink shade. It's like a pinky green. We're gonna lighten it up a little on the inner corner. This is Smith brush 253. And even though I don't have lashes or line or anything, you kind of see the difference of the dimension. Like, it's really fun. It gives it just a little something, something extra. And I can't stay away from sparkle. It is my happy place, and I feel like this gives it to me. So you can obviously do it on this side, but like I said, I want to keep this side strictly just the Dior, you know, palette, so you can see it in its full form with all its colors. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do lashes, liner, and yeah, we'll pick a lipstick together. Okay, BRB. Okay, darlings, so this is the look. I wanted to show you the difference between the eyes. You can see this one's much more vibrant, much more lively. It definitely gives you Sugar Plum Fairy. It definitely is fun, but you know, I added a little more sparkle to make this one pop more. So it just depends on your vibe, what you're going for. What I also like to do is, and I didn't do it yet, use the Danessa Myricks Lilac. What is this? These are the Lilac Quartz. I love to use these under any type of, you know, purple-esque color I'm working with. So I'll put them on my eyes just to give a little more of that fun iridescence. This is a flip from like lilac. Let me see. More lilac, but it has like a fun iridescent flip. I really like Danessa Myricks' eye liners. This is my first like testing into her brand, so just gives a little inner corner. Now honestly, I like thicker pencils for inner corner or inner highlight. I feel like it gives you more space, more room, but this is it. Now we're going to do the lips together. I do a combo of my Chanel Ultra Le Tenue gloss. I'm going to do it in light mauve and Chic Rosewood. I think I'm going to mix these two together. I think this is what I want to do. Take light mauve, and I do this a lot with these. I like to mix colors because they're just so great. And it does get a little darker because they do oxidize once they set. And then I'm going to take Chic Rosewood, mix these. And that way the color won't be too dark, because Chic Rosewood will dry down really dark, and light mauve is very light. Even though I love light mauve, I rarely use it on its own. It's a great like mixer color. So I just wait for this to dry down a little, and I'm assessing and seeing if I like how this is looking, and I do. And we wait for it to dry down because you need to before you put that gloss on. That's going to just like finish everything. When it starts getting sticky, like right now, this is when you put the gloss on. So watch this magic. And this will set for hours and hours and hours. So I told you I was going to do some comparison. So this is the Chanel Beige and Cool. Chanel Cool palette. You already can see it's darker, but I'm going to swatch the other palette right next to it. Okay, so you can see this is the Dior Ateliermauve palette, and then the Chanel Cool Le Beige palette. So finishes, you can see, are very different. I would say the Chanel is a lot creamier. They're more emollient. And the Dior is a little drier, not as dry as their regular formula, granted. And it's much lighter. You can see that. And then when I first started to film on YouTube, it was real rough. But with that, I did not make very great quality films in the beginning, and I think that's normal with all YouTubers when they start off. From my phone, which I should have never have done, because I think, you know, for about 10 years now people stop filming with their phone for makeup things. But that's all to say, I was seeing if it's even something I wanted to do, so I don't regret it. I actually created a very similar, like like sugar plum fairy look, and I want to say it felt like it was like 2 years, maybe, yeah, about 2 years from today that I was kind of playing with these colors. This is the Pat McGrath Quad and Fleur Fantasy, and these are the colors. So I loved this palette. It's really pretty. I'm gonna swatch it along, like right underneath the Dior. Now you already know this is gonna be way more pigmented. It's Pat McGrath, right? And you see it's got different tones and everything. It's a really pretty palette. So these four are the Pat McGrath Fleur Fantasy. This is Dior Ateliermauve, and then we have the Chanel Cool Le Beige palette. So very different in tone, these ones. So in regards to the question I presented initially, is this medium to tan friendly? Medium to dark friendly? I would say kind of. If you are going for a very light look, I'll say this. I think medium to tan is fine. I think dark, deep, is not going to be a very flattering color, because the darkest colors are still relatively light. There's not a lot of pigmentation to them. So I would save your money if you're deeper in complexion. I think it's not going to be worth your money. If you are wanting something like this, I believe Pat still sells this, and if she does, this is the one I'd recommend, because you're definitely going to get more bang for your buck. You're going to get more punch of color. It's just better overall. And then the Chanel Beige is obviously really pretty, and I do recommend this for darker colors too. But you know, that's also a little more iffy, but you could definitely work this one more than the Dior palette. But I do like the palette. I think it's really pretty, but I don't get compliments on it like I do with this color story or this color story. Those are the ones that typically people will comment on, that they're really pretty, vibrant. They make my eyes pop. They flatter my skin tone. I don't regret the Dior Ateliermauve palette. I stand by what I said. It does cater to more lighter skin tones, not even medium, really light, but medium to tannish can kind of work it. But it's not going to be like your most probably favorite palette ever. Anyway, darlings, I hope this review helped. I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I will catch you in the next one.